Honest J. Nowak, coming at you live. All right. A pleasure to meet y'all at last, and welcome back to some more HWH, some more impressive stuff, I will tell you that. But today, it's HJN, Graphix. Yeah, for the record, HWH is going to be out soon, in its 6th official season. And I'm pretty much going to be canceling everything else related to HWH, even though, well, I basically finished up what I've gotten for Under the Spotlight. But DIY, layout shoutouts, and colossal clashes are going to be gone from this point on, just so I can focus on the main series. But anyways, for HJN Graphix, today we have Evolve from 2015. Now, for the record, I've played Evolve myself, both as the actual hunters and the creatures. And this is certainly a title that is pretty darn average, that I probably wouldn't even mind about it. I wouldn't even try talking about it in clear detail, but I'm going to do what I can, because I tell you, there's just so many titles I've been playing throughout the past few years for GWK content production that it's almost overwhelmingly, well, ridiculous. But I'm a guy who's committed to finishing this kind of stuff, and I'm someone who's taken tons of requests over the past 37 months. Yeah, I've kept a lot of track on that stuff. But anyways, I will say that Evolve, it may be so average that it wouldn't even matter if I talked about it on an HJN episode, but today, let's just go ahead and do it. Evolve is as average as possible. It's basically a multiplayer game on the PS4 where you can play as the good side or the bad side. In this case, we had the good side with several different types of combatants armed with different weapons and honing different types of skills. And then you have the bad side, pretty much, the ginormous kaiju, the creatures in this game that are in fact capable of having their own type of abilities of all sorts. Energy manipulation, cloaking, strength, speed, agility, and tons of other unique things out there. Even able to control the elements at times, like lightning, fire, and ice. So, at this point, it's really just a nice way to pretty much bring in the generic aptitudes of a lot of other games that have taken over and pretty much bring them all together into one piece for the PlayStation 4 in the year 2015. But yet, I was in fact able to play that game quite a while, actually. So you'll be seeing it at least several times throughout GWK going forward. But what I will have to say about GWK itself when it comes to Evolve is that when playing both the combatants and the creatures, I was able to find a lot of different things about it. You got all sorts of different combatants, and each of them have their own sort of weapons. Flamethrowers, rocket launchers, Gatling guns, assault rifles, pistols, and grenades, and tons of other things as well. They even have their own jetpacks, so you can pretty much boost up to any sort of height that you desire, like on top of a large boulder or a cliffside. So, I will say that this game, while it does seem to mimic the likes of most other FPS games for the combatant side, and a lot of other third-person combat sort of games for the creatures side, while it does do all of that, I will at least go as far to call it a decent, yet unlikely, success. I almost feel ashamed to say that because, well, the thing is, I went as far as to buying a copy of it and playing it on a PS4. This was, of course, around the same time where the problematics following my older PS4, as you know, with, well, I mean, I still have a name. I have yet to come up with a name for it. But, I mean, when I played Evolve last September, it's been over a year now since that happened. Wow. With all the other things that I've accomplished since then, this past year, I mean, how can I possibly go anywhere different? All the things that I'm trying to do to keep myself alive during such a time like this, with a tridemic, and I mean, there's just so much else out there that it's just ridiculous. Last year, though, I really felt like I caught a break with a lot of things in life. So right now, it's about time that I just continue addressing this kind of stuff. The facts need to come out and the lies need to stop. So when I played Evolve last year, at the same time I was also playing other games like Metro Exodus, Resident Evil 7, Hello Neighbor, Wolfenstein the New Colossus, and others, pretty much. It is safe to say that I'm probably going to be going through a ton of other stuff. Evolve just seems way too average. And the many times I was able to play different matches as both sides, I never quite imagined that I would actually find something like this. Something that's way too simple, way too generic by all means, and way too cheesy, I will say. Evolve, it probably doesn't really rank low because of these attributes, but I mean, it wasn't necessarily boring. It was not necessarily a bad game, by all means. It's very average. Probably so that it doesn't even matter anymore. I'll probably just leave it at that. So, unless of course you are willing to go try this game out for yourself, then I don't know. Maybe you could try finding something different. Definitely give others like Ark Survival Evolved or Resident Evil 2 Remake a try, because those seem to be way more better. Evolve, it probably doesn't really rank lower than most of them, but it is still that generic and therefore that upsetting, pretty much. That's probably just where it's at. So we'll just leave it at that. If you want to see more go down on my channel, then make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.